Hey, welcome once again to this edition of The Golden Rule. I'm Barry Schoder. I am having so much fun with Psalm 91. We're teaching you to memorize Psalm 91. We're encouraging you to memorize Psalm 91. So every week on this program, when I make a new program, we read through Psalm 91 and we put it on the screen so you can read along with me. So let's do that right now. Read with me out loud wherever you are. Psalm 91. Here we go. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge, my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold, and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because He hath set His love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I'll set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I'll be with him in trouble. I'll deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. You know, if you go over this over and over and over and over and over again, it'll be automatic. You'll just remember it. And I encourage you to do it, because this can be a lifeline. You know, I was thinking of a woman who, she was walking down the street, and some molester type person approached her with obviously evil intent. And she couldn't, he was big, she wasn't, and she didn't know what to do. But she had just read Psalm 91 that morning. And she didn't remember the proper phraseology, but all she said was, "Chicken feathers, chicken feathers, chicken feathers." Because it says He'll cover you with His wings. That's all she remembered, and she didn't know what it meant. But the guy took off running. He said, "This lady's crazy." No, God delivered her by helping her remember a phrase out of Psalm 91. He'll do the same thing for you if you'll learn it. But if you don't learn it, you don't know about it. I started in my last program, I was making mention of the fact that on the portion where it says, 1,000 shall fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. I was mentioning a man who was in the crash in the Canary Islands when the two 747s collided. He was a Christian, and as the aftermath was proceeding of the crash, they were all on the ground, and the airplanes had taken off, but they were all on the ground. And all of a sudden, he hears screaming and wailing and moaning and cursing. Oh, big time. Cursing God. And there were fireballs flying through the ceiling of this 747. And he didn't hear anybody praising God. Nobody. And he looked up overhead, and it's, 10, 15 or more feet from the floor to the ceiling of a 747. It's a high, high ceiling. And he looked up, he saw a hole torn in the top of the airplane. And he thought, if there's any way out of here, that's it. But I don't have a ladder. I don't have anything. I'm a big man anyway. There's no way I can get up there. But all of a sudden, he found himself exiting the airplane through that hole. Now, how did he get there? How did he get up there? 200 plus 300 pound man, maybe? How did he get 15 feet up in the air to a hole in the top of an airplane? Well, we just read it. Angels. An angel hoisted him out of there. I don't know how many other people escaped from that thing, but that was a supernatural, miraculous deliverance for that man because he loved God and he lived under the shadow of the Almighty, which Psalm 91 verse 1 says. So, 1,000 shall fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Only with your eyes shall you behold and see the reward of the wicked. Now verse 9 says, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge. Now this is the writer of the psalm. The writer of the psalm saying, I find my refuge in the Lord. And now you find your refuge in the Lord because you've believed me. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. Habitation. You hang out with God. You're with Him 24/7. You're constantly aware of what's going on with you and God. That's what the life of a Christian should be like. It's not like that for many Christians, perhaps even the majority. They go to church on Sunday and they sit there for an hour or two, whatever the thing is, and they leave. They don't know anything about the person in front of them or behind them. They don't even know their names. And they just put in their time. And there's no further contact with God through the whole week. They don't read their Bibles. They don't pray. They don't worship God. They don't watch videos about Jesus and Bible teachings. They don't go to Bible studies. They just go to church and they think, well, that should take care of it. No, look, that won't take care of it. That will not take care of it. You're just going through religious motions, and that will not get you any place with God. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. Habitation. You hang out with God. You're thinking about Him 24/7. He's on your mind continually. And that's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be like. That's the way it was with Jesus. He got up in the morning. The first thing He did when He got up in the morning was check in with His Father as to what are my marching orders for today. He says, I don't do anything except I see my Father do it. And I don't say anything except I hear Him say it. If Jesus had to live that way, what about us? Should we be that dependent upon God that He's feeding us information constantly? Yeah, if you want to have a successful, glorious, overcoming Christian life, that's the way it works. God knows the future. God knows what's going to happen an hour from now, 10 hours from now, and He knows how to help you avoid it. You know, we've heard all kinds of testimonies about people who avoided. In fact, one guy, when the Interstate 35 north of the cities, when the bridge collapsed there several years ago, God spoke to a man driving through that heavy traffic. It was rush hour traffic, I do believe. God spoke to him and said, turn your car sideways to the traffic and stop. Ugh. How do you do that when you're driving in what is rush hour traffic on a 60, 70 mile an hour highway? You don't just turn your car around. You do if you've heard from God. God wanted to save a bunch of lives. And so this guy spun his car around and there were brakes squealing. Yes, there were brakes squealing, but they didn't go off the edge like all the other cars ahead of him had. Because God wanted to spare some people. And He chose one man, just said, turn your car sideways. Do you know the God that well? If God spoke to you like that, would you do it? I'm telling you something. God is active on the earth today, and He wants to deliver people from all kinds of stuff. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, verse 10, there shall no evil befall thee. No evil. No evil. How can that be possible? Psalm 91. It's the only explanation I can give you. God says, if you'll hang with me so closely, I will not allow evil to come near you. Neither shall any plague come near your dwelling. You know what a dwelling is? That's your house. That's where you live. No plague shall come nigh thy dwelling. Have you heard about this flu, that flu, COVID, this, that? Have you heard about this vaccine? This. It's all coming. Everybody's going to get it. Not me, not my house. No plague shall come nigh thy dwelling. None. No plague. What don't we understand about no plague? We don't believe this book is the problem. We think that can't possibly mean what it says. when a flu comes and goes around and wipes out the whole neighborhood, everybody gets wiped out. When somebody gets sick, everybody gets sick. That's just the way infectious diseases work. Yeah, that's the way they work on the wicked. The people who don't know God, the people who don't care about God, the people who don't serve God, the people who don't believe God, the people that don't trust the Word of God, yeah, they'll get sick. And they'll get wiped out in earthquakes and tornadoes and tsunamis and the whole rest of it. This is such a powerful book, folks. This is so powerful. I hope you're getting something out of this. I really hope that you're going to latch on to Psalm 91 in such a way that you make it your lifeline. I mean, I quote this thing, if not every day, several times in a week. It's like, people take vitamins and minerals and all kinds of pills to stay healthy. I take the gospel, Psalm 91. I take PS 91. That's my, what's your medicine? What are you taking, Barry? A PS 91? I take 2 doses, one in the morning, one in the evening. I got it on my mirror in my bedroom. I got it in my mirror in my bathroom. I got it on the window in my kitchen. Bible verses that encourage me and remind me of how faithful God is. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Say it. There shall no evil befall me, neither shall any plague come nigh my dwelling. That's your confession. That's what you say with your mouth. Verse 2, I will say. You have to say these things. And when you say them, they materialize. They become real. They become life. Verse 11, after he says, no evil shall befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Verse 11 says, why? It explains how this happens. For he shall give his angels charge over you. Oh, here we go. Angels. You don't believe in angels, do you, Barry? Oh, yes, I do. This book is full of accounts of angels. Full of accounts of angels. Angels existed before humans existed. God made the angels, supernatural, spiritual beings that are at his command. And they're available to us to protect us. Angels. He shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. All thy ways. Oh boy. I've got angels guarding me. When I drive, I remind myself there's an angel in front of me, there's an angel behind me, there's an angel to the left, there's an angel to the right, there's an angel above me, there's an angel below me, there's angels in my car. One young man was driving with a bunch of sinners. He was a teenager, and they were goofing around, and he wasn't buckled into his seatbelt, but the car overturned. The other 3 were killed. And he survived. He didn't get thrown out of the car. He didn't get injured. He said, well, how can that happen? He said, after the fact, he says, something pressed me into the seat. I didn't move. I didn't get thrown around. I didn't get flown upside down when the car flipped over. I was in my seat with no seatbelt. Folks, God's got angels to protect us. I hope you're getting something out of this. I really hope it's not just listening to some guy read some words out of a book. It's not just a book, it's the Bible. It's the eternal, infallible Word of God. You can read and trust every word. This is the only book you can read and believe every single statement that's in it. It's absolute truth. No other book on the face of the planet the same way, because it's written by Jesus, who said, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. No man comes to the Father but by me. Time's gone, I'm sorry, but we're going to pick up where we left off next time. Thanks for tuning in today. God bless you.